I just want to look back at the games. And between the Jets, Falcons, Giants, Steelers, and Seahawks combined, they were 1 for 2 on fourth down. That's 5 teams this week. All teams that were underdogs that won. And it's not even about the roster. I get it. The Lions defensively don't have... And the Falcons I'll leave out because the Falcons, I think, are the closest to the Lions. I think that's the fairest argument. But the decision-making. How can I trust Dan when this roster gets talent is my worry. It has nothing to do with, yes, the roster isn't good. How many players on this Lions defense would start on opposing teams? I'm with you. But look at the Falcons. How many players on that team would start on other teams defensively? Probably a handful, just like the Lions. So it's tough, and I'm with you. I think it's more so his in-game management and his decision-making rather than, well, they don't have the roster the Jets do. Yeah, defensively, you may be correct, but I'm telling you right now, I watched the Jets on their 40-yard line, 4th and 1, they punt.
On the road?
Yeah.
Against Green Bay?
Wait, Adam, they're the underdog. They should go for it, right? They don't feel like they have a chance to win.
Jeff,
be aggressive.
Robert Saleh.
Be aggressive.
Well, Robert Saleh has that defense, Jeff, playing pretty well, right? So you can't use that example because they have a defense and Detroit doesn't. Little did I know Seattle even had a defense. Yeah. They held Kyler Murray.
The Falcons beat
and
the 49ers.
Falcons to, what, 9 points?
Yeah, the Falcons.
The Falcons beat the 49ers, only gave up, 14
and
points?
That defense, I'm telling you, man.
There's a new excuse every week. And here, it's in the chat to this day. Where is it? From Steve. Relax, Adam. Let's have this chat after next season. Or after the season, excuse me. I'm still on board with the 3rd season for Dan. Why? All of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat, all of you in the chat right now, tell me why. Give me one reason that is football related. Outside of, I think he deserves a 3rd year because Rome wasn't built in a day. It's the NFL.
Right.
The Giants were a rebuild. Brian Dable took over Daniel Jones. Guys, you know what? We're going to do this right now. I didn't want to bring this up. I really didn't. I have to do it now. You guys are really pissing me off. All right, guys, you ready? The New York Giants.
Oh, yeah, Captain.
You ready for this? All of you do realize, by the way, that the Giants don't have a franchise quarterback. They don't have any capable wide receivers. They were 31st in points scored and 31st in yards on offense last year. And on defense, they were 23rd in points allowed, 21st in yards allowed on defense. That was the Giants. That was a rebuild.
Yeah, abysmal.
No franchise quarterback.
Yep.
An average offensive line. Awful wide receivers. Saquon Barkley, Adam. Saquon Barkley. He's always hurt. Nobody even considered him as a luxury or a talent piece on the team, given his injury history. You go to the defensive side of the ball, Adoree Jackson, right? You have Aziz. Yeah. You have Dexter Lawrence. You have Leonard Williams, who hasn't played 2-3 games this year.
Thibodeau.
Kayvon Thibodeau, big strip sack over the weekend, by the way. All that, and that was a successful situation for Dable to walk in and make them 5-1. The Giants have no reason to be 5-1, but they are. Why? You want to tell me talent? Is talent the reason?
I think partly, but not completely.
How?
Because I do think the Lions, if you look at their defense, they are significantly less talented than all those teams. But coaching matters because these
Giants
guys
on offense are significantly less talented than the Lions.
That's where I was going to. They play above their... I think their best receiver, the Giants, had 40 yards.
The Giants are the first NFC team ever in the history of the National Football League to beat Lamar Jackson. They did that yesterday. In a game where they were down and out the whole game.
Yeah.
They somehow found a way to win. They somehow found a way to force a turnover. They somehow found a way to capitalize on their red zone trips and put 7 on the board, unlike the Lions did the week prior against the New England Patriots. That's what the Giants did. And they're 5-1. And they're not even legitimate contenders. It blows my mind that they're 5-1. But why? Because Brian Dable, and if you take Dan Campbell and you throw him in New York, and you swap Dable and you put him in Detroit, you know what the Lions are going into the bye probably? They're probably 3-2. And you know what the Giants are? They're probably 0-6. 1-5 at best.
And this is the argument that frustrates me, and I want to hear your opinion on it. Dan Campbell goes for it because he can't trust his defense. So, in my opinion, I'm just thinking out loud here. If you don't trust your defense, why are you going for it on your own 40, on your own 30, putting your defense in a compromised position? If you don't trust your defense, make the opposing quarterback, Bailey Zapp, for example, a rookie fourth rounder, go 80 yards on you. Why are you giving shorter fields to your terrible defense? That's my question. So a lot of things I'm concerned about, and I think coaching and in-game decision-making is one of those things for Dan. It has nothing to do, for me at least, with the talent. I accept they're not very talented defensively. But AG, he's not getting these guys in positions to succeed. I mean, that's what I've seen over the course of the last couple weeks. You can argue the Patriots, they bend, don't break defense. But when your coach is going for it on 4th and 9 when you're down 6, instead of taking the points and making it a 3-point game and changing the momentum of the game.
Thank you.
They go for it.
We're not talking about
Scoop
this.
And score 13-0 the entire game. The complexity of the game changes.
You're just not talking about this guy right now if he's coaching like a normal head coach would. I don't need somebody to reinvent the wheel. Play conventional football every once in a while. It won't hurt you.
That's all we ask.
Punt the football. Make them move 70, 80, 90 yards downfield. What a hard concept. No, we're the Detroit Lions, and we're coached by Dan Campbell, and we're going for it at our own 38, 39-yard line. You're damn right we are, because we like it. And you know what? That's all I really have for you on Dan. That's it. All I have for you this morning is you will continue to make excuses for this man, even though through 22 games he belongs to one person in Detroit Lions history. You know who that is? Marty Morningwig. That's what Dan Campbell is.